Probably just the boys telling me to cut my hair. Cut my hair, yeah, that's probably it.
I had a flag coach, Tony Barnes. He's probably the, not to me personally, but the whole team. I copped a good spray a couple of times, but it's probably the one that sticks out.
Mine was probably yesterday. JT, Jason Taylor was into me about not being far back, running under the ball. He was into me about that. So.
Yeah, mine was probably Reid. He taught me some things that I probably can't say over camera.
We can beep it.
We can beep it.
Yeah, Reid against.
It was the whole thing.
He basically called me a soft yeah in the game. Make your tackles.
I know my first year at the Warriors, my very first game, Stephen Cooney, we were down by, I think it was like 30, and that's when Mooks kicked the towel at Jared Beale. And I was just like, oh my God, what the hell have I got myself into?
My first spray was from one of the younger boys, actually. Bailey Hayward missed the kick chase against, what game was that? Not too sure what game was that, but usually I'm leading the kick chase, but I missed one on that one and gave me a spray. Mad respect, Bailey Hayward.
I don't think I've had too many sprays from Critter. Who's got a spray in him? Probably Toby Sexton, he's got a spray in him. If you don't do the play he wants, yeah, he can get into you.
I'm thinking Toby or maybe Reid. He hasn't sprayed me, but I've seen him spray a few other boys. But yeah, those two are probably the main ones, Reid and Toby.
My one, I tell everyone about this. It was my first NRL pre-season, and we were doing wrestling, and I remember we were doing one-on-one wrestles, and the coach said, who wants to wrestle Jared? And I thought I was the man, a young kid. I stood up, I was like, yeah, I'll wrestle him. And then he got me in a chokehold, and he was just holding it so tight, and I just remember about to pass out, and the trainer comes over, he's like, hey, let him go. And then Jared lets me go, he's like, yeah, you weak. that was probably the one, but he's the man, I love that guy. That was probably my welcome moment.
Yeah, mine would be just my first game. I remember my very first carry, just ran the ball, I ran it straight at Jake Travojevic, and he just jammed me, and yeah, I guess that's a welcome to first grade moment.
Yeah, I remember my first game. We had a trial in Bega against Parramatta. I remember I had my headgear on, and I stepped in, and then Gutho was in the line, and he clipped me around the head and then like shoved my head in the ground. He's like, yeah, get that into you.
Yeah, mine was, I think it was my fourth game in, and we won our first three and then come up against Rabbitohs, and I was pretty confident, and then Latrell Mitchell ran straight over me and put me in the next week, and yeah, it wasn't good.
I got hit really hard by Nathan Brown, and then I made like a TV ad of like big hits, like me running the ball, so I saw that and I was like, oh yep, I probably don't want to make too many more of those highlights.
I think just coming into NRL, how sore the body feels after games, you're just constantly sore. You're never going to feel all right, and that's when I knew, yeah, it's a tough game to play.
Mine was probably when I versed Benji Marshall, being my idol since like growing up, so versing him was like that moment for me.
I'd say my rookie year, I don't know, it was probably like 6-7 game I played. Michael Searle dragged me out and literally grabbed my jersey and just flipped me out, and I remember that was like okay, yeah, that was probably my welcome to first grade.
You've been watching another production from
Nine's Wide World of Sports.